6 News is on your side. The state of Iowa is taking a closer look at the school district in Council Bluffs.
For years, Council Bluffs schools have put an emphasis on work-based learning. The district's TradeWorks Academy allows students to earn college credits and work towards a career while still in high school.
John Chapman reports the state of Iowa wants to duplicate that program for other students.
Iowa state officials, educators, employers, and students all working together to help with a fact-finding mission at Thomas Jefferson High School in Council Bluffs. State officials want to check out the hands-on training underway in the district that's been going on for years throughout the TradeWorks Academy.
We've come to Council Bluffs because the Council Bluffs schools have distinguished themselves statewide, probably nationally, for pioneering some work-based learning experiences for their students.
These Council Bluffs students are taking their first steps in the trades, working to earn their safety certificates in order to work in carpentry, auto mechanics, welding, or other trades. TJ senior Jada Finley was in the program, has already earned her welding certificate, and is already working.
I apprenticed at Lozier through the end of my junior year, and then all summer I worked full time. And now I'm working still at Lozier, but with my school schedule for my senior year.
When Jada graduates from high school, she has a job waiting for her.
I'm making money right now, and once I graduate, I'll have no debt, so I'll be glad to have lots of savings and nothing to pay.
The Pathway program has grown. Now there are several different pathways students can choose from, like computer science and nursing. Employers at today's fact-finding mission tell us there is also a shortage in the field of nursing and elder care.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, we've had issues with maintaining, hiring, and retaining workers. It's a very difficult field to be in the first place.
Jordan Jaden works for a skilled nursing facility in Council Bluffs. He says they have already hired some people from the program.
We're perfectly fine with spending the money to get them certified as a CNA, even if they don't stay with us for 6 months, because it's adding one more CNA to the workforce pipeline.
That's the kind of success Iowa state officials hope to duplicate for other students throughout the state.
They're likely to stay here in Iowa. We won't suffer quite the brain drain that we suffer as a state if we bring kids up in an atmosphere of community and connection and collaboration with the world of work, with employers, with business, with industry.
On your side in Council Bluffs, I'm John Chapman, 6 News.
And there is also an early college academy in the program where students can earn an associate's degree and a high school diploma at the same time through Iowa Western Community College.